Next in our A-18 Hornet series on DCS World for training, where you're going to learn how to fly this along with me. This episode, or this video, is going to be the A-18 Harm PB mode. I have no idea what that means, but hopefully they're going to teach us what it is. So let's learn.
Welcome to the A-18C AGM-88 Harm and Pre-Brief mode.
I don't like this new voice.
We begin at 2,500 feet MSL, 430 knots, just north of Sanoki-Koki Air Base, heading towards the SA-10. You are in active pause. Unless otherwise indicated, most highlighted button presses and spacebar presses will immediately forward the lesson to the next step. On your first time through the training, it is recommended that you listen fully to each set of instructions before taking the action that will move the lesson forward. Your first steps are to configure the Hornet as you would have for this mission before getting to this point. This will be done in active pause. Master Arm On has already been set, and you are in air-to-ground mode. Since you do not need the radar during this flight, the self-protection jammer has been set to transmit. In the next steps, you will set the situational awareness display to assist in a SEAD attack. Set the SA-10 site as your target, and set the autopilot to fly the aircraft while you configure Harm and electronic warfare systems. When ready to continue, press the spacebar.
Okay. Yeah, really don't like this new narrator. Must not have been able to get the original guy, and these must be relatively new instructions. So keep going, and hopefully it gets better.
Setting up SA. On the center AMPCD, bring up the SA page to better depict the relation of your flight plan with the SA-10. Press PB-18 and then PB-13 to set SA. Then press PB-15 SEQI or sequence to see the flight path.
On the SA, you will notice that you are already within the SA-10's missile engagement zone. However, terrain masking will keep you hidden. Setting the SA-10 site as your target. Waypoint 2 needs to be set as the target. Cycle to Waypoint 2 using PB-12, up arrow.
And then designate the waypoint with WPDSG Waypoint Designate, PB-14.
Setting the autopilot. For this mission, we will initially use the autopilot in heading select and B-alt mode. To set the heading, first press and keep pressing the heading switch until HSEL appears on the UFC. Then enter 6-5 on the UFC and press on the upfront controls. Bring up the autopilot functions by pressing AP. Then press the option buttons for HSEL and B-alt. With this complete, you are ready to fly and begin setting up the Harm system and configuring the electronic warfare countermeasures. When ready, press the spacebar to continue and begin flying. Configuring the Harm. On the left DDI, press PB6, Harm.
On the Harm display, first select PB by pressing PB3. The first Harm shot will use Pull Up Harm profile against the Big Bird search radar. While the Big Bird radar is not yet visible on your radar warning receiver display, it is active, and the Harm seeker will see it once the missile climbs above terrain masking. Set Pull Up HRM with PB1. To set the Harm's seeker to the Big Bird radar, press PB14 UFC on the left DDI. Then press the UFC target or TGT option button. Enter the code 104 on the UFC number pad.
Be nice if they explained why I'm typing in number 104, but okay.
Followed by INT.
Configure the Hornet's EW display and countermeasures. For this tutorial, The EW countermeasure settings are designed to be completely automatic to let you focus on the harm training. Begin by setting the right DDI to EW by pressing PB-18 and then
set the ALE-47 countermeasures dispenser to your desired configuration by pressing PB-8, then pressing PB-19. Cycle standby, man 1, semi-automatic 1, auto 1. With 120 chaff rounds, auto 1 is recommended.
Okay. I have no idea.
You're now ready to engage the SA-10.
I have no idea what I just did.
On the HUD, you should see harm mode. The steering line is centered, and the range is counting down. When the range reaches near 37 nautical miles, the HUD will change to show that you are in range for a harm pull-up shot. Turn autopilot off and begin a climb to put the velocity vector centered inside the carrot brackets. Then press and hold the weapons release button.
Okay, so 37 miles we're supposed to pull up to put ourselves inside. Oh, okay, there's the carrot. We can turn the autopilot off. Pull up to put the velocity vector inside that carrot. Oh. Okay. I'm a little bit confused as to what it is that we're doing. Guessing because it says harm range, we can fire?
Magnum. Once the missile is away, level out and descend to approximately 4,000 feet MSL to remain radar masked.
Okay. Put right wing down trim. Now I'm all off balance because we shot a missile. Got some kind of heavy something.
Altitude.
Not really sure what we're... I mean, I guess we're just waiting on the missile to hit, but... It's be taking a very long time. I mean, I guess there's a little counter down there. I'm guessing we still have another 25 seconds. Oh, okay. Big Bird SR is down. Well, I'm getting a notification on the right side of my screen that it was destroyed. And the tutorial's not advancing, so and we're about to hit this mountain, so I'm going to assume that that was the end of that tutorial. I have no way of knowing because it didn't automatically advance, and I did get a notification on the right side of my screen that something was destroyed, so clearly it worked, but we're not getting a debrief or anything from the guy. So I'm going to assume that that was successfully how we were supposed to do it. I don't really understand why 104 was so important. I'm assuming that was some kind of target point that's pre-programmed to the computer from the mission settings, but frankly I don't know. So please leave a comment down below to kind of clarify the end of how all of this went, because I don't know, and I don't even know where to look to find out. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully that was somewhat helpful for you, and we'll move on to the next mission, or the next training. So thanks for watching, and see you next time, guys.